The moment fans across Asia and around the globe had been waiting for finally unfolded in dazzling fashion. For years, Kim Jong-kook had been the subject of endless teasing, speculation, and curiosity. The man who earned the nickname Sparta on Running Man, admired for his unmatched strength and fierce discipline, had always been portrayed as the eternal bachelor of the entertainment industry. His love life was a mystery, often turned into punchline by his castmates on television, but always cloaked in secrecy. Audiences wondered year after year if he would ever take the plunge into marriage, and every rumor that surfaced seemed to vanish into silence. Then, as though scripted by destiny, the truth arrived without warning. Kim Jong-kook's wedding video was released live, broadcast in real time to an audience of millions, revealing the love story of a man who had long kept his heart hidden from the public eye. The video was not a leak or a collection of shaky clips captured by fans. It was a cinematic production, polished and breathtaking, every shot planned with precision yet resonating with authentic emotion. The very title on screen, Kim Jong-kook Live Wedding Broadcast, sent shockwaves across the internet. Fans who clicked in expecting a teaser were greeted instead with a sweeping camera view of a hall that seemed to exist somewhere between dream and reality. The chosen venue is none other than the Shilla Hotel Seoul's Dynasty Hall, long considered the crown jewel of elite Korean weddings. Known for hosting the unions of Jebel heirs and Hallyu megastars, the Dynasty Hall had never looked more radiant. Chandeliers cascaded light across the grand room. Polished marble floors reflected the shimmer of golden spotlights, and every inch was adorned with floral masterpieces. Roses in shades of ivory and blush lined the central aisle. Orchids imported from Singapore arched gracefully overhead, and European peonies in soft hues formed towering arrangements that filled the space with fragrance. It was a palace of dreams, reimagined for one of Korea's most beloved entertainers. As the live feed lingered on the audience, waves of recognition rippled across viewers online. Yoo Jae-suk sat at the front, visibly moved, his trademark glasses glinting as he wiped tears from his eyes. Ha leaned in to whisper something to Ji Suk-jin. Laughter barely contained, while Song Ji-hyo radiated warmth in a pastel gown, smiling with quiet pride. Ji So-min clasped her hands as though in prayer, her excitement too great to hide. While Yang Se-chan, normally the mischievous younger brother of the Running Man cast, looked solemn and reflective. The entire Running Man family had gathered, and the live cameras caught them not as comedians on a stage but as lifelong friends, sharing in the most intimate milestone of their teammates' life. Beyond them, the guest list sparkled like a constellation of stars. Turbo's original members, who had walked with Kim Jong-kook since his earliest days in music, beamed proudly from their seats. Gummy, known for her soulful ballads, sat poised, ready to lend her voice later in the ceremony. Younger idols from groups such as 17 and Astro were also present, proof of Kim Jong-kook's lasting influence across generations. Athletes, comedians, television hosts, and industry leaders filled the hall, each appearance sparking chatter in the live stream's scrolling comments. Felt less like a wedding and more like a national event. Every corner of Korean entertainment gathered under one roof to celebrate the man who had entertained them for decades. Then, the moment that silenced both the hall and millions of viewers around the world finally arrived. The camera focused on the altar as soft music began. Kim Jong-kook stepped into view. In a perfectly tailored tuxedo that accentuated his broad frame, he walked slowly, each step a blend of pride and trembling nerves. Known for his unwavering strength, the man who had lifted impossible weights and powered through grueling variety show challenges now appeared fragile in the best of ways. His emotions raw and unguarded. His smile quivered, his eyes glistened, and fans watching online erupted with messages of disbelief and joy. But the true revelation was reserved for the bride's entrance. For years her identity had been a closely guarded secret, shielded from tabloids and gossip with almost military precision. When the grand doors opened and she appeared, veiled in silk and wrapped in a gown that seemed woven from light itself, gasps rippled across the room. The dress, rumored to be a Parisian haute couture creation, with thousands of hand-sewn beads. The veil floated like mist, and in her hands she carried a bouquet of lilies, trembling slightly as she walked. The camera caught the exact moment Kim Jong-kook saw her, and the expression on his face will remain etched in the memory of his fans forever. His lips parted, his breath caught, and his carefully guarded composure shattered as tears filled his eyes. The man who had spent a lifetime hiding his vulnerabilities revealed them all in one glance at the woman walking toward him. The ceremony unfolded in a seamless blend of modern vows and timeless tradition. Beneath an archway of roses, the couple exchanged promises of love and devotion, their voices trembling but unwavering. Then, in a deeply symbolic gesture, they turned to the picnic table, draped in silks of red and blue, where they bowed before their parents. The bride changed into a hanbok of exquisite embroidery, its patterns symbolizing harmony and longevity. Kim Jong-kook's mother, overcome with emotion, placed chestnuts and jujubes into the bride's hands, ancient symbols of family and prosperity. His father, normally stoic, was seen wiping his cheeks, his pride and relief written in every line of his face. The live cameras captured not just a celebrity wedding, but the intimate moment of two families uniting. Performances followed, each one adding to the sense that this was not just a wedding but a cultural event. Gummy took the stage, her voice trembling with emotion as she sang a ballad so hauntingly beautiful that even the loudest chatter in the hall fell silent. Turbo reunited briefly, their harmonies carrying echoes of nostalgia that drew tears from fans who had followed Kim Jong-kook since his debut. Haha turned a solemn mood into laughter with a playful rap, while Yoo Jae-suk delivered a heartfelt speech that had everyone nodding through their tears. Online, hashtags exploded, with Kim Jong-kook wedding, legendary moment. Live luxury wedding climbing to the top of trending lists worldwide. The vows ended, the kiss was shared. The hall erupted in cheers. Yet as breathtaking as it all was, the live video made clear that the night was far from over. If the ceremony had been about love, the reception was about spectacle. Of luxury so dazzling that even the most extravagant celebrity weddings would pale in comparison. The ballroom was transformed in a matter of minutes. It was the serene atmosphere of tradition, in its place. Golden light cascaded across tables adorned with centerpieces so tall they brushed the chandeliers. Imported wines and champagnes gleamed in crystal glasses, while servers unveiled a menu that read more like a Michelin star chef's dream than a wedding dinner. Guests were treated to abalone prepared with Korean royal techniques, wagyu beef paired with truffle foam, and a fusion of traditional Korean flavors with French haute cuisine. Each course was plated like artwork, and the live cameras captured guests gasping at the artistry before tasting the flavors. Even through the screens, viewers could sense the indulgence. The way every detail screamed perfection. Entertainment at the reception became its own unforgettable show. The Running Man cast, unable to resist, and a comedy sketch reenacting Kim Jong-kook's bachelor days, turning his years of stubborn singlehood into a hilarious stage act that had the bride laughing until tears rolled down her cheeks. Ji Suk-jin's parody dance was replayed countless times in the live comments, while Haha's freestyle rap about Kim Jong-kook finally escaping singlehood trended across fan pages. Younger idols paid tribute with musical performances, and Lee Seung-ji's heartfelt rendition of Because You're My Woman left the hall spellbound. The climax came when Kim Jong-kook himself took the microphone, singing a love song directly to his bride, his famously powerful voice faltering with emotion. For a moment, even the man of iron became fragile, bearing his heart to the world in trembling notes. The live stream revealed tender moments that no script could have manufactured. Cameras caught Kim Jong-kook leaning in to whisper something into his bride's ear, making her laugh shyly. His parents were seen holding hands, their joy radiating from their tear-streaked faces. Even the gift exchange became a subject of legend. Kim Jong-kook presented his bride with a necklace rumored to be a custom Cartier piece, while she offered him a framed handwritten letter, simple yet infinitely precious. Hall filled with gold and diamonds. It was that letter, humble, sincere, eternal, that drew the loudest applause. As the night drew on, the internet exploded. Hashtags trended across continents. Fans held impromptu watch parties, and news outlets from Seoul to Los Angeles ran headlines declaring it the wedding of the century. For years, Kim Jong-kook had been the man who could not be tied down, a bachelor who made a career out of his resistance to romance. Now, in one unforgettable night, he had rewritten that narrative. The world rejoiced with him. The final scene of the live broadcast showed the couple's first dance beneath a canopy of fireworks visible through the glass walls of the ballroom. The orchestra played softly. Bride's gown shimmered like starlight, and Kim Jong-kook held her as though nothing else in the world existed. As the camera zoomed in on their clasped hands, rings glinting, The stream faded to black. For those who watched, it felt like the end of a movie. The kind of perfect closing scene usually reserved for fiction. But this was not a drama. This was real. And unforgettable. Kim Jong-kook's long-awaited wedding had not only brought joy to his closest friends and family. It had given fans across the world a moment of hope. That even the most guarded hearts can open. And even the most private stars can share their happiest day with the world. It was more than a wedding. It was a legend. A story that will be told for years to come. Remembered not just as Kim Jong-kook's most personal milestone. A cultural moment in the history of Korean entertainment.